welcome back to the other side of music. I told you this season we were going to be cranking out the interviews, so I'm excited to introduce Michael Schott, country artist singer. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing great. If I was doing any better, they'd throw me in juvie, so I'm doing pretty good.
Oh my, okay. So, well, tell us about yourself.
Well, yeah, I was born and raised on the east coast of North Carolina, a little town called Stella, right on the White Oak River. It's right near Camp Lejeune, military base. I am a Nashville recording artist, a songwriter, a producer, a singer, and I do what I love. And I believe the good Lord has a plan for my life, and I'm gonna ride on that train that He's conducting for as long as I can.
Okay, great. Now, well, that was a whole list of everything that you do.
Yeah.
So let me ask the easiest question. How did you get into all of that?
Of course, well, I've always been raised around the radio. My dad and my grandma are huge fans of classic rock. My grandma's a big Eric Clapton fan, so I really started out, ironically, with that being said, I just started out playing bluegrass about 6 years ago, and we were very lucky to be able to get a little vacation house out in Southwest Virginia, and there's a lot of bluegrass pickers out coming from the hills, so there's a guy there in the town of Rural Retreat, Virginia. His name is Jim Lloyd. He owns a barber shop, and it's not just a barber shop though. Everyone comes in and they like to jam on their guitars and banjos and fiddles, and it's a really cool thing. And so he taught me my first guitar chords, and I really got inspired to play music there. From there, I took that music stuff back home. I really started writing more songs and working on my songwriting skills and my singing. So after that, I started doing more open mics. I really hit the open mics hard for about 2 years on the Crystal Coast, everywhere from Beaufort to Swansboro to Jacksonville, even up to Raleigh, North Carolina. Just getting my name out there through open mics and doing what I can to make myself known.
Okay. Now, I like that you mentioned open mics. I think open mics are extremely important for artists. Um,
Absolutely.
and I want, and you express that. So, can you like go a little like, how do you view open mics? Like, tell an artist why you think open mics are important.
Well, of course, I think open mics are very important because they allow you, like I just said, they allowed me, they allow you to get your name out there. They allow you to be able to show your name to venues as well. The big reason that I got booked for my first few gigs just as a solo artist, even for band gigs as well, a good example of that, there's a place down in New Bern, North Carolina, right on the coast, called the Brown Pelican, and they booked me for my first ever full band gig. It was a little $300 gig, nothing too crazy, but they booked me for my first few gigs. And open mics really allowed me to get myself out there and make people aware of who I was.
Okay, good. I think that is a good point because it needs to be stressed more and more.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're never too good for an open mic. That's what I always say. You know,
That is, I love that. I'm going to steal that from me. That's great. I love it.
absolutely. So you write, produce all your own stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So tell me about your latest or most favorite song that you've done, that you've written and performing.
Sure. Well, it kind of feels like a mix because I write and sing and produce a lot. And I actually don't produce all my own stuff. That stuff is done by Tom Yankton and Jimmy Ritchie. Tom has worked with Rascal Flatts. He's played on the Grand Ole Opry, stuff like that. And then Jimmy Ritchie has produced for Mark Chestnut, Clay Walker, Jake Owens, and big names in country music. So there's that. But there's recently the one that I wrote and released soon here. It's going to be coming out December 5th. It is called Grandpa's Cover. It's a tribute to my grandpa, and it's a tribute to military families. I think it's a really, really great song, and when I wrote it, I think it surprised a lot of people, and it was one of those first songs that I wrote that really caught people's attention of, hey, he's a pretty good songwriter. So I'm really proud of the song, and I'm proud of the way it turned out. We recorded it with some of Nashville's A-list musicians and with Jimmy and Tom on producer. It was such a fun experience, and it was just an honor to be able to record something like that. A song that I saw go through the process of writing, just an honor to see it come out like that. really cool, just unexplainably cool. It was just awesome.
Now, what
You're screaming.
Okay.
inspired you to write this song? Is there like a story behind it, or?
Sure, yeah. So when I was writing the song, I remember we were on the way to a big show down in Bentonville, Arkansas, about a year and a half ago. And my grandfather's cover was sitting on the dashboard. Now, just for some context, my grandpa is my manager. He's a huge part of my life. I love him very much. But his cover was sitting on the dashboard, and I remember thinking, there's a lot of families who were not that lucky for their grandfathers or their fathers or whoever to come home from the military or the Marine Corps or something like that. So I thought I would write a tribute to all the military families who were not so lucky. And I'm sorry, I get a little emotional just thinking about it because
That's
it's just
okay.
a great song and it's just something that I'm so proud of. That was really the only story behind it.
Okay. Hey, this is a podcast where people can let it all out. They can, this is to show people that artists are human beings.
Right.
So let it out. Yell about something, be upset about something, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
so if you, okay, so in all the traveling you have done, what has been your favorite food that you've come across?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Um, especially being in Nashville a lot, because I play in Nashville about every month and a half to 2 months. I have eaten some pretty good chicken wings. I'm a chicken wing guy for sure. I'm a wing connoisseur. So
Oh, okay.
there's a place. I've had a lot of good wings. It's hard to decide. There's one place out in Nashville called The Wedge. They have these Nashville hot wings. I remember one time I was playing down there with my buddies Tom Yankton and Little Skinny. They were just some really cool guys. We played out there that night for a big music jam they had going on, and I think I ate a batch of about 25 hot Nashville hot chicken wings, and really helped the voice, really helped clear the nasal system. It was really good, and that was probably my favorite thing that I've had. There's another place in Nashville too called Pane Pazze, I think was the name of it. It's a really good Italian place. They have this pizza, and it's like a Sicilian pizza, which is my favorite kind of pizza. I'm Italian, so it's kind of in the blood to eat something like that. But they have it, and it's got pepperoni and hot honey and chili flakes on it, all this kind of stuff. So really cool, really good stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, that one sounds yummy.
Yeah.
So, being a wing connoisseur, what is your favorite flavor? What's your like go-to?
That's funny because I would say Nashville hot, but I'm not in Nashville all the time. So I would have to say like a buffalo wing or a hot honey. I'd say buffalo. I'd say buffalo because it's just such a good go-to for me. Or like a dry rub, some sort of Cajun rub is always pretty good.
Okay. And do you like the little like wings and drums, or do you like the whole wing, or it just doesn't matter?
Well, as long as it's edible, I'll eat it. I'll tell you that. I I don't get too specific with the kind of wing. It's more for the flavor and the how well they cooked it, I guess, or fried it. it's That's how I am.
Now, if you could, mm, I asked this yesterday, but like if you could tour, okay, if you could do the ultimate tour
Yeah.
anywhere, money, who cares, time, like you had it all, what would it be? Okay, this is the first part of the question. So give me your ultimate tour.
Okay. I would. Oh man, I'd play every state in the United States with Merle Haggard and George Jones.
Okay.
Um, and I would play a lot of festivals and a lot of giant arenas because I think that's kind of the end goal, right? So
Right.
um, I'd do that. That's probably the ultimate tour for me. Yeah, to tour with Merle and George, but they're both dead and gone, so I don't know.
Well, I said with any, it could be no constraints, so that would work.
There you go.
Okay. Now, with I just lost my train of thought. Merle Haggard, touring, um, what has been? Oh, I know. So I know pretty much everyone plays in the evening, right?
Right.
Talk shows, stuff like that. But who was it? I think it was Jamie Lee Curtis had commented one time that why don't they start having like daytime shows? For
Absolutely.
people that don't want to be up until midnight or not have it, like a midday show or something. How do you
Of
feel
course.
about that?
I think that's a smart idea because, especially because my mom does not like the later gigs. She doesn't like me coming home at midnight because she's also my homeschool teacher. So she's got to be the one getting me up in the morning, going to homeschool. Which is basically sitting in the living room on the computer all day. But I think that's a great idea. I wouldn't mind not playing at night, being able to get in bed at a decent time.
Yeah, I think so. I have a couple artists that have been doing afternoon, like a couple hour afternoon shows at a cafe here in Pittsburgh, and I think it's
Hmm.
turning out really well. You know, and
Awesome.
they're the same way. They're enjoying being done before, not starting at 8 p.m. or something like that. So,
That's a good point. Yeah.
and I think it's easier, especially if like the show is could be family friendly, then that it saves parents from having to find babysitters and all that stuff.
Yeah, I try to keep all my stuff family friendly as much as possible because, obviously, because I'm 14. I think that's kind of the big reason. But I am a Christian too. I don't think it's right to force people onto inappropriate concerts.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
So, being 14 and in this industry, give me some insight. How's it been? Like, how are people receiving you? Is it a lot of like, whoa, he's 14, or like, what's going
Sure.
on for you?
It's just kind of like everything. It has its ups and downs. I think a lot of people do see that I've had some God given talents, and I've been honored to take them in, and I'm going to make use of them as much as I can, for sure. Um, but being 14, I think a lot of people don't take me as maybe as seriously as someone who's a bit older, but I think they should know that I absolutely take things as serious as I can, in my position, and I really do try to. I really try to, make good impressions and make people see that just because I'm 14 doesn't mean that I can't, play country music.
Right, right.
Yeah. I actually have a song about that, not to interrupt you. I actually have a song about that, Young Man Six String. It's about, I wrote it when I was 13, but, being my age and playing old country music. I was down, actually, we were just talking about that bar, Brown Pelican in New Bern, North Carolina,
Mhm.
where I really got my start, my first few open mics, and my first full band show ever, about 2 years ago. There was a guy down there, and we had just finished our second set, our second hour, and we finished up the hour with Mama Tried, an old Merle Haggard classic. And this guy walked up to me and said, you're a kid. You have no place to be playing all this old country music. It didn't, doesn't make sense. So that didn't make sense to me, though, because I had to write a song about it and put it out to the world.
That guy's gonna be famous now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people make some weird comments. I just, if it's good music, it's good music, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I don't, you know, I disregard it most times.
So give me some insight into your world. What what do you do when you're not doing music?
Well, I can tell you this just because it's such a passion of mine. When I'm not out playing music, I'm thinking about playing music. When I'm not up on stage singing, I'm just dreaming about it in my sleep. It's all I dream about. I don't dream about anything else. I'll be honest with you. But when I do get some free time, I love spending time with my family. I got two younger sisters and mom and dad, obviously, and I'm big on family. I love my family so much. They're a huge part of my career and my success, and they support me so much. So I do enjoy spending time with them. I like playing disc golf. I like fishing. I like, colder winter. It's not that great for fishing, but do what I can, especially in the summer.
Mhm. Do you play any video games?
I'm not a huge fan of video games. No, I don't really do a whole lot of video games. I like a lot of outdoor activities. I like like I said, fishing, disc golf. I'll play golf every once in a while. That's about it, honestly. Everything else is music for me and
So
schoolwork.
do you do you like? Well, obviously you like golf, but do you like it or you like it and you're good at it? Like I like bowling, but I'm terrible at it. But I'll go every time.
I'd say about the only thing I'm good at is music. So take that as you will, and uh, yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy it as a pastime.
All right. Um, so where do you obviously you want to get bigger and play the bigger venues and all of that stuff. But like what's your goal um in for the future? Like I've interviewed some people that their goal is just not everyone's goal is to get huge.
Of course.
Some people want to go for the Grammys. Some people just want to stay like with a tight group of fans and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
of course. Well, I can tell you this. First things first. I do believe we said this earlier, but I do believe the good Lord has a plan for me, and He has a plan for my future, whatever that may be. Because I don't see it now. I'll hopefully see it in 10 years or so, but I don't see it yet. But I know He's got a plan for me somewhere. Just with the amount of things that I've been blessed with being given, and I do also want to be in a position someday to help out others that really do deserve it. And I say that there's a lot of musicians that I think don't get as much credit as they deserve, or there's a lot of people who do need help with a lot of their stuff that they just don't have. So I would like to be in a position someday, besides all the making it big stuff, which would be great. I think that's everybody's goal in this game is to make it big and have a really really good future. But I would like to be in a position where I can help out people who really truly do deserve it because I think that's just so important, and I just don't think it can replace passion. I just have a passion for music, and I just know that flame is never gonna die, and yeah, I know that for certain. There's no turning back on it now. Um, and man, I just love what I'm doing, so I don't think I could go any other path or any other direction. My goal is just to be able to make a good living off of music, and if I do make it big or I don't, we're gonna keep this whole traditional country music thing going, and gonna ride till I die on it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
You sure you're only 14?
yeah. I don't know. Some people say I'm going through my fourth divorce, but the baby face says otherwise.
That's so funny. So how many cowboy hats do you have?
Well, I have four now. I have four. I have this one here. This is a let's see. This is a Cody James. So I have that, and then I have a straw one that is also a Cody James, same style as this. I have one that I've worn a lot. It's a cool hand Luke style is what they call it, and it almost looks like a dome on top instead of this cattleman style. It's a dome on top. So I've worn that a lot, and it's just fun to wear out in the summer. But now that it's gotten a little bit colder, I can wear the felt again. And then I had one that I wore for a super long time. I was starting to wear it in the summer, but a good friend of ours got me a straw hat anyway. So it's a black one, and it's a really nice one. I think it's like a 10X felt is what they call it, a really really thick hat. That's all the cowboy hats I got. And yeah, I think I got a pretty good collection of hats coming. Though I got about 30 or 40 ball caps up in my closet.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, I do. I wear them casually whenever I see fit.
Now, are you the only one in your family that can sing?
Well, I'd say just about. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. But there's a lot of stuff that goes in my family. My family is granite fabricators. They make granite countertops for a living, and they have a business here in North Carolina called Onslow Stoneworks. My two younger sisters, they do competitive dance. So that's, what that really means for me is I get to go to Raleigh and Myrtle Beach a few times a year, which is really fun. I think that's just the coolest thing ever. And watching them up on that stage dance, bigger stage than I play, it's pretty cool. I'm not even jealous of it. I'm just so proud of them, and they handle it so well. They're great dancers, Evelyn and Violet. I love them so much. They're awesome. But that's about it.
All right. Um, so yesterday I had asked somebody about kind of like what is. Do you have a conspiracy theory?
Do I have a conspiracy theory? Huh. Well, I have a conspiracy theory that country music, traditional, neo traditional, whatever you want to call it, real country music is coming back. And it's on the rise. You got a lot of newer artists, Zach Top, Jake Worthington, Red Clay Strays, you got a lot of guys who are slowly winning awards and slowly bringing back that new, but old, that classic country sound. I think that's probably the best conspiracy theory I got, is that country music's on the rise again.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I honestly think you're right. I interviewed Autumn D yesterday. She's a country singer, and she said something along the same lines that it seems to be making a comeback. So,
Absolutely, I do think it is. I hope it is. Even if not, I hope it is.
yeah. Now, I will admit I was never really a country music fan,
All good.
but being doing the interviews now, having the radio station, all that stuff, um, I have heard way more country music and all the different styles and types out there. So I do
Mhm.
find it enjoyable now. So I think it's
Yeah, that's great. You know, I love it so much. I think just not, in general, music is a passion of mine, but country music is something I truly love. It's not what I got started out in, but it's what I really came to, and I listen to a lot of old country all day, even while I'm doing schoolwork. It's just what I love.
all right. Um, if you could, if you could give the ultimate Christmas gift
Ooh,
to a stranger,
mm.
what would it be?
The ultimate Christmas gift to a stranger.
Yes.
I think I would give them. Well, I'd give them something based on their passion. I'd ask them what they like first. If it was like, if they like music, I'd get them a guitar, a real nice one that I could find. If they liked art, I'd get them a easel and a piece of paper and a paintbrush and let them run free with that. I think something like that would be pretty cool. I mean, if someone asked me that, I would say, something nice like a guitar or a songbook or something like that would be pretty cool. Or if they're big into fashion, I'd get them a few, pieces of fabric or whatever, a piece of clothes, you never know, that kind of thing. That's the best answer I can give you for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, good answers.
Thank you.
So while we're talking, tell people where they can find you.
Of course, yes, you can find me on social media at Michael Schott Music. That is MichaelSchott Music. And you can find me there on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find me Michael underscore Schott underscore music. And on Instagram, it's on X. I'm sorry, not Instagram, but on X, on Twitter, you can find me at Michael Schott NC. And on YouTube, you can find me at Michael Schott Music as well. I'm on all streaming platforms just at Michael Schott. And I got a bunch of songs that are coming out this year and next year. We actually just wrapped up a little meeting with our label admin and my manager, which is my grandpa, and me, about our release schedule next year. Some songs we just finished up in the studio. So you can find those all next year. Those are coming out monthly. And I got a pretty good EP coming next year, so be on the lookout.
Good, good. And you have a website, right?
I do, yeah, michaelschottmusic.com. It's got my upcoming shows on it, and it's got my press kit on it. It's got a merch store on it. It's got a little contact page, or if you want to book me for a private event or any event, you can go on there and submit a form to my email, which the email is michaelschottmusic@gmail.com. And I also have a band's in town, too. That's just under my name. You can find all my tour dates, but you can find all my dates there. I make it sound cool. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Now, do you have any shows coming up?
Well, sure. December 10th, I did want to mention this too. I'm winning the Carolina Country Music Awards Entertainer of the Year. I won that back in November, and that was based off of a few Facebook voting things that went on called the Carolina Artist Showdown, where people can listen to me on the radio on some local stations here in the Carolinas, and they can vote for me on Facebook. And I won June and July in the showdown, so that led to me competing for the Entertainer of the Year for the Carolina Country Music Awards, and I've just absolutely won that, and I can't believe it. It was just surreal to me that the fact that I had such a good fan base and I was able to win that. Such an honor to be able to be presented that kind of award. So I'm getting presented the award at the Highland Country Club in Fayetteville, North Carolina, on December 10th. December 11th, I have a private show I'm playing down in Surf City, North Carolina. I'm playing in Belhaven at the ICW Brewery December 13th. And that's about all I got until Christmas, just celebrating with the family. And then next year, January 9th, 2026, this is getting into 2026 now, I have a show at the Nash Hot Chicken in Greenville. But anyway, you can find all those dates on my website or on my Bands in Town at the upcoming shows page or just on the general page of my Bands Town. You can find everything there.
Okay. And you are busy. And
Yeah.
here is a question that is for like all of the music industry. How do you feel about pay to play?
Well, it's like I said earlier, nothing can replace passion. I think that's one of the best sayings that I've ever heard. I heard it from my grandpa the first time I ever heard it, but nothing can replace passion. And I think when you do that pay to play sort of thing, you are replacing passion. And I think you are replacing some of that natural drive. If you pay to play, you have nothing in it that is just like gravitating you to do the best you can. Because if you put out kind of a half-done effort, and you pay to play for it, it's just you know you're gonna get some success, but you actually put some effort toward it. You put whatever you're doing, whether it's releasing music that maybe is a little bit half done, but you pay to play for a bunch of stuff for the music, and it hits number one on the charts. Right? That's what I think of when I think of pay to play. But man, I don't think it's right. I think you gotta have some drive and some passion for it. That's the best I can give you.
That is a nice insight
Thank
into
you.
pay to play. Because I do like to ask that every once in a while. And it seems to be running rampant. And,
Yeah, all this AI music going on. It's a little
well,
weird.
that, and, trying to book artists for shows, and, they come back to, not the artists, but the place have, or the person throwing the shows, like, oh, yeah, it's $200 to play two songs. What? I'm not,
Yeah. I don't know. A little weird.
yeah. But, yeah, I like your insight on that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, is there anything else you would like to add?
Well, just going over a couple things. I know I did mention I have a song coming out this Friday on December 5th called Grandpa's Cover, Tribute to Military Families. That's actually available for pre-save right now. You can go on my website and go on the homepage, scroll down just a little bit, and you can get to the pre-save link there. You can go on Facebook and Instagram into my bio, and you can pre-save it as well. And just won the CCMA Entertainer of the Year. Huge opportunity. I appreciate all my friends, fans, and family for supporting me through that. And I appreciate everyone who's, just watching the podcast. And I appreciate you, Robin, for having me on. Thank you so much for giving me time on your podcast here. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, you've been a fun interview.
Oh, thank you so much. It'd be good to be with you.
Good. So, everybody, check out Michael Schott. He is literally everywhere. And, if you're down in actually just check his show dates, because you
Yeah.
don't have to just be in North Carolina. So, and hopefully, I like to vacation down there about once a year. So
Awesome.
hopefully, I'll be able to connect with you and a few other people that I, just say hi in person.
Awesome. That's great. Anywhere around the East Coast, you give me a call.
All right. All right. Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Um,
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. And you have a great day and, a good rest of the week.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.